Alright, this is the second attempt to try to make this video because the other one just kind of had me rambling on. And I keep staring out my window right there, which looks kind of funny, but I live on a highway and I like to watch the cars pass. So I apologize about that. If you didn't know, this is Dr. Big Dub coming at you again on YouTube, trying to give you some information about AP classes and what you can expect. First and foremost, I know you all know the news now. We got it from the governor and the superintendent of the state of education yesterday. We are not going to make it back to school this school year. Honestly, I feel your pain. I know some of you are happy, and that's okay. But in reality, I knew it was coming. I was prepared for it. I thought, I agree with the decision. However, it crushed me when I heard it out loud yesterday. I truly miss you guys, and I really wish that we were together each day with me help guiding you towards these tests. But these are unprecedented circumstances that we're in right now, at least for the last couple of generations. We've never experienced anything like this, and we are dealing with it as we go. Truth be told, you know my philosophy. It is what it is, and we're going to do the best we can no matter what. So I'm making this video for you to give you some ideas about what you can expect and what you need to know between now and the time for your AP exam. So first of all, AP exams are not optional. You will have to take the exam. When you sign up for the AP course at Gaffney High School, the exam is mandatory. All right, we've already paid for the exam and we will be charged for it, so you might as well take it and try to get credit. All right, so test information. AP U.S. History. Your test will be Friday, May 18th at 2 p.m. Okay, your test will have one question. It is a modified DBQ that only has 5 sources. Now, the good news is you guys know how to write a DBQ by now for the most part. All right, we have practiced hipping sources. We have talked about it. We have developed thesis. We have written more than you ever thought you were going to write in a history class. Sometimes you thought this was an English class, and I understand that. But all that we've done has prepared you to do well on this exam. Okay? Here's the deal. We're also having Zoom meetings between me and Mr. Gregory's class on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock in the morning. And those meetings are not mandatory by any means. However, we are there to help you and to answer any questions that you might have about the DBQ moving forward. All right, this past week we did one where we looked at the rubric, told you how it was going to be graded, gave you some ideas about how to use documents. The next week's episode, we've asked that you send us questions that you have specifically about a DBQ, things you don't understand, things that you would like to work with. I've received a couple of questions, but as many as you want to send, we'll try to get to an answer between this week and the following weeks. Please use that to your advantage. All right. Your DBQ question on the exam will cover periods 3 through 7. However, you may use periods 1 through 2 as context to set your argument thesis up. Again, though, remember, it needs to be an argumentative thesis, and because of the shortness of time, you only have 45 minutes to write. I am asking that you move from the 3-point thesis that I've asked you to develop all year back down to a 2-point thesis, okay? Because you only have 5 documents. A 2-point thesis will be sufficient enough for you to get credit for your thesis and allow you to make a valid enough argument to be able to use your documents and score well, all right? Brush up on the information that you need from periods 3 through 7. Again, this is open notes, but you probably need to have some ideas already jotted down, just random major points and themes for those periods so that you have the jelly to use for the information in your DBQ, because outside information can score up to 2 extra points this time. Okay. Number 2, AP Government and Politics. Your exam is actually Monday, May the 11th at 4 p.m. Okay. Now, you only have 2 questions. One is an argumentative essay. That is question 1. It will count 60% of your grade. You will be expected to be able to defend your argument with supporting documents, the mandatory documents that we've talked about. They will give you at least 2 of them that you will use to support your argument or your claim Using those correctly will score you good points. Also, being able to bring in outside information from either another document or another part of the course will allow you to score heavily and do well there as well. Your second question will count 40%, and you will have basically an FRQ, but this will be an application FRQ. I expect it to be very similar to many of the FRQs that we've practiced, that you've done on tests, and that you've been familiar with. It's basically going to be not what does this stand for, but how does this interact with this, with cause and effect of this and this, comparing, contrasting, real life cases to scenarios, things like that. But I think you all have the ability to do well on that. Question 1, you'll have 25 minutes to write. Question 2, you'll have 15 minutes to write. Make sure that you are prepared to be able to do these. All right. Make sure that you roll in there with a good night's sleep, a good breakfast or lunch, and make sure you are ready to rock and roll. Now, good news is we asked and they have agreed. If for some reason you do not feel that your internet at home is strong enough to make sure that you have a secure connection and a steady connection, or if you feel like your home environment is not quiet enough for you to concentrate and get it done, then you will be allowed to come to the school and take your exam. All right, what does that entail? Well, first of all, I need to know by May the 1st if you expect to take your exam at the school. Okay, I need to send a list so we can be prepared for how many people might actually show up. Second, you will need to bring everything with you, your computer charger, any notes, anything that you expect to use while taking this test. Again, these are open note tests. All right, they're timed, but they're still open note tests. So I would suggest that you have some sort of extra material that you feel that you can use without hindering your ability to answer and complete the questions on time. You will need to arrive at Gaffney High School 45 minutes prior to the start time of your exam. Therefore, your exam is at 2 p.m. That means you need to arrive no later than 1:15 to be able to get seated, get situated, and make sure everything's good and going for your exam. All right, because once they send you the code, that's all you got. Okay. Your exam, AP Government, is at 4 o'clock. Therefore, you will need to arrive at 3:15, no later. Okay. Now, you can still take the test at home. You can take it sitting on a park bench in the middle of a park that has Wi-Fi. I don't care as long as you take the test. Okay. Now, check your emails. Make sure your emails are working. If you're not receiving emails from College Board or from the AP classroom, then you need to find out what's going on. Let us know. Check your junk mail. We may need to have you set it up with a personal email, because on exam day, you will get your exam code through email. Okay. Now, last thing I want to talk to you about is the discipline that you need to do well on these exams. I cannot be there with you. Unfortunately, we are in different places and we're having to social distance. And although I wish we were in the classroom together and I could guide you very strategically, it is what it is. However, I am reachable through Remind, through email. A lot of people have reached out and I try to get back to them as soon as possible. My office hours are still 12 to 2 every day. But I'm available most of the other times as well. May not be able to respond as quickly during the rest of the day. Now, I have no doubt that each and every one of you can be successful if you put in the time and the effort. I know for some of you, AP US History and even AP Government guys has been a difficult task because it has been challenging. But I promise you that the journey is worthwhile if you earn the credit. And I believe each and every one of you can earn the credit. I've pushed a lot of you, and I've made you do more than what you thought you could do. And I've been more excited about the progress that you've made a lot of times than your excitement about your progress, because you don't see it that way. I promise you, those of you that have worked hard, those of you who have put in the time and the effort, I know. I am so happy that I was able to be your AP teacher this year, and I will always be your teacher. You will always be part of Big Dub's AP Mafia, no matter where you go in life. This is not goodbye by any means, but we won't be back together this school year. So I just want to let you know how proud of you I am and how much, guys, I love you. Each and every one of you, you hold a special place in my class, in my life. You've shared, many days with me. We've shared laughter. We've shared tears. We've shared panic attacks. We've shared meltdowns, and a lot of laughs as well. So hang in there. Hit me up. Do what you got to do. Make sure you're reviewing. Use YouTube. Use Amsco. Use the review guides that I've given you. We will be communicating and reviewing between now and the time you take your test. Do not, under any circumstance, give up. Do not phone it in. Refuse to lose right now, okay? You've got this. Any questions, hit me up. Also, this is going to be a mandatory video. I'm going to put an assignment in Canvas that you have to answer. And there's going to be a couple things that you'll have to watch all the way to the end because it's all good in the hood. Peace, love, and crabs. Dr. Wilson's out.